Greetings, my name's Neosekken, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Return to Shironagasu Island. So, a little bit of background information regarding my knowledge on this particular game, and I'm just going to lower the BGM volume a bit so I can make it easier for you guys to hear me. So, a few years back, I came across this particular game on Steam via my discovery queue function, and at that time, it was in the process of being translated into English. I figure this is an older visual novel game because of the 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's probably been out for a decent while, if I had to guess. I haven't actually looked too deep into this game's particular background, other than apparently it won a few indie awards in Japan back in the day, and as far as I'm aware, this is the only game that's been made by its developer so far. So despite the return being part of the game's title, this isn't a sequel to anything. As far as I can tell, this is a standalone game that a random indie developer has made a while back. So, no continuity that needs to be worried about, thankfully. But other than that, something about it just drew me. It kind of tickled my gut instinct that there would be something here that would be worth checking out. And as I paid attention to this game's Steam release as it got gradually updated, its translation got finished, and it even went as far as to apparently do a whole new soundtrack for itself, because at one point this game apparently used a bunch of music that was like free royalty stuff before the guy who made this here was able to apparently get an actual composer to work and redo the whole soundtrack for him. I noticed that this game, despite it being relatively low on the rating scale as far as visual novel Steam games go, it generally, for the most part, has had very positive to overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it seems that, and I haven't really actually read all the reviews because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but the general sentiment I was able to get was that this was a surprisingly enjoyable experience for a lot of the people who played it. So yeah, if that's anything to go by, along with my own intuition, I think there's definitely something about this game here that I think is worth looking into. So I decided to put this game on the back burner until eventually, fast forward to the future, a few years later, after I eventually got this game, here I am now playing it for the channel. And that's all I really have to say. Past that, the only thing I know about the game is its basic premise. Some rich guy apparently calls a bunch of people, including our two main characters, to an island for some kind of passing down of an inheritance or something like that. And then shit hits the fan shortly thereafterward. I haven't actually read the story summary since I bought this thing, but I remember it vaguely. But if I'm wrong on that, then, well, I mean, hey, I'll figure out for sure what's what soon enough. But yeah, from what I'm able to recall, that's generally that's the basic initial setup here is we're going to an island called Shironagasu Island in order to take part in some kind of inheritance dispute. And that's where all the fun begins, shortly after arriving. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit new game, and we'll see, and, well, I'm just going to see if my gut intuition over time is right about this game. But I will say, I do find it cool that we have an animated ocean here on the title screen. I think this is, at least in part, some kind of video file or GIF animation, because I can faintly see the line right here where the edge of the ocean is in relation to an island, where it's just a solid line. Like, I think the top portion is just a PNG file, while the rest here is just some kind of GIF. But however exactly it was done, I will say it looks nice. All right, let's get to this. Wake up. If you don't, things will get worse. We're running out of time. I'm gonna just go ahead and just get my save right here. Prologue, the beginning. This world will be. Please wake up. Please. Ikeda. Sen Ikeda. I guess that's us. Okay, so how do I get rid of the text box? Okay, right click. Got it. Got it. So, background NPCs look pretty oil painting-ish in terms of appearance, but I mean, I can at least generally tell what I'm looking at. The environmental details definitely look more detailed, but the people look more like something out of oil paintings, along with some elements of the background. So I think what I'm looking at is a combination of two different styles of art mixed into one, where one portion is oil painting and the other is something else. Well, but either way, I mean, hey, at least it looks decent, at least to my eye. Not the best thing I've ever seen, but I can at least tell what I'm looking at. Was I dreaming? When did I fall asleep? What a strange dream. It felt as if something was urgent. Okay, I'm gonna actually lower the... Okay, oh, so this messes with all that. Now, how do I mess up the configuration? I think it'll probably be fine for now. Maybe I'm just tired. I've been working much too hard. Anyway, I should stop thinking about work. But I shouldn't just nod off at JFK Airport. It's always on the list of the top 10 airports not to fall asleep in. You shouldn't fall asleep in airports in general. It's a real good way to get pickpocketed. It's all her fault. Who's her? Where is she anyway? Hasn't she landed yet? Well, if she is up in the air in another airplane, then if you should get mad at anybody. You should probably get mad at the pilot or maybe air control or somebody. I mean, unless she's flying the plane herself, then I don't see why you need to get angry at her specifically. Whoever her is. Oh well. Guess I'll have to go look for her. Has she landed? Oh. Can I... Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I think I now remember from screenshots I saw on the store page. This is actually an interactive adventure kind of game too. Point and click. So many people. I usually don't like crowds, but I don't mind right now. Feels like I'm the one going on a trip. Okay, what else can I click on? She should arrive at gate A, so I'm in the right place. Can't find her anywhere. Okay. Hey, looks like a flight from Japan has landed. I'm pretty sure that she's on this plane. Probably. Okay, so whoever the person we're gonna meet up with is she's from Japan. Got it. It's so sunny today. It's pretty clear for New York this time of the year. Okay, so we're in New York. Usually it's so gray and cloudy here. Well, I mean, it's right next to the ocean, so yeah, normally would be. Is there any way for me to move? Hey, perhaps I should look somewhere else. Nothing's going to happen if I keep searching the same spot. For instance, I could check out the electronic signboard as well as other things. That's what I'm doing, man! If the time displayed on this signboard is correct, she should have been here some time ago, though. I wonder what's keeping her. Maybe she needed to take a bathroom break. Perhaps she got lost. I'll ask around. Excuse me. I'm looking for someone. Are you looking for someone? Yes, I did just ask that. I say that, excuse me. Did you lose your child? I guess you could put it like that. She is very short. I'm not sure what she's wearing. So whoever we're meeting up with is someone younger. I'll need more information than that. Does she have any distinctive features? If she hasn't changed a lot since the last time I met her. She has super long dark hair. So long you can spot her a mile away. I'm guessing this is the lady that you see on the box art and stuff. A girl with super long dark hair. I'm sorry, but I don't think I've seen anyone like that. Why don't you get information? Alright, thanks. The information counter. It's pretty far away. Okay, so where is it? Is it down this way? Still don't see her. Huh? What the? Signboard's all messed up. What? Oh. Yeah, I can't tell what that's saying either, but it's definitely messed up. The departures are mixed up. Something's not right. Whoever's in charge of that must be freaking out right now. Suddenly, the letters start to spell out something. This world is not real? You don't say. Go on, explain it to me. How's this world not real? Now you got me curious. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe the board has been hacked. This airport should clean up its act. Wait a minute. Maybe this is in another language other than English. Maybe that's why I'm having trouble understanding it. German, maybe? Display went back... Oh, hey, it went back to normal. Display went back to normal. No one seems to have noticed it. Is that because it happened so quickly? Or maybe you're just losing it. Seriously, what just happened? Strange things are bound to happen from time to time. Still, this world is not real. What an abstract message. Well, given that I'm surrounded by oil painting people, I could believe it. Could it have been an accident or a joke? Or did I just misread it? There's no way that it was an advertisement. It wouldn't be a place to run advertisements anyway. What could it have been? Either you hallucinating, or somebody sending some kind of psychic message your way, or some kind of magic message your way. One of those three things. Anyway, I have to find her. Jeez, what a waste of time. Where is she? Huh? Oh! Somebody appeared, and it looks like she's being stopped by a security guard. That's super long hair. Damn, you're right, she is short. Finally, I found her. What's your name? Oh, hey! Blinking! Her character sprite blinks. What's your name? Do you speak any English? Which country are you from? Are you with your parents? Well, no. Sheesh. Looks like she doesn't speak any English. She's like a lost kitten. Guess I better go to the information. No. Yup, that's her. Looks like she hasn't changed at all. Still with that annoyingly long hair. What's annoying about it? She's too nervous to notice me. She doesn't realize I'm standing right behind the airport staff. Well, probably because she's too busy staring at the imposing security guard. I could stay here and watch this play out for fun. Or, so you're a sadist, huh, Mr. Ikeda? She's about to lose it. Guess I should step in. Hey, Neneko. So your name is Neneko. Huh? Ikeda! Neneko runs away from the airport staff and hides behind me. Are you her guardian? I wonder, can I save during choices? Yeah. Now, let's test my little theory. Yep. Okay. I better abuse this wherever possible. Yes, I'm her guardian. Yes, I'm her guardian. I'm actually her guardian. My name is Sen Ikeda. I'm a detective in Brooklyn. This girl hiding behind me is called Neneko Izumozaki. Izumozaki, okay. Neneko Izumozaki. I came here to pick her up. May I show my ID? No, that's okay. I can see that she knows you. But you shouldn't leave such a little girl all by herself. Hey, she may look young, but she's already in high school. Kids in her age can travel by themselves, right? High school? Sure had me fooled. Same here. Anyway, I'll leave her in your care. Just make sure she doesn't get lost again, alright? The airport staff leaves, looking puzzled. Looks like he thought that Neneko was a little child. What kept you, Ikeda? You let poor little me get into trouble. Where the hell were you? I was at the arrival gate this whole time. You're the one who got lost. Besides, you're always boasting that you can speak 20 different languages fluently. What happened? Cat got your tongue? I hate you! You know I'm no good at talking to people directly because I have a communication disorder. No way I can talk to strangers. That's right. I completely forgot you were so shy. Shyness counts as a communication disorder in this universe? Okay. Looks like I forgot about something else as well. Your useless long hair. High time you have that cut. Doesn't it get in your way? Well, hey, if you need something to use as a makeshift piece of string, having long hair like that could prove to be very useful. Just saying. I ruffle Neneko's hair. Hey, cut it out! I said cut it out! You keep your beard long too, so stop giving me grief about my hair. Hey, I trim my beard, so it's okay. I have my hair cut short as well. Why don't you cut your hair this short too, Neneko? I'd rather die than have such short hair. This little lady appreciates the beauty of long hair. She's a keeper. I can tell already. By the way, Neneko, did you see just what happened to that signboard? Signboard, excuse me. That signboard? Do you think I would notice it in that situation? It's not a big deal, but I saw it for just a moment. It said, "This world is not real." I guess that someone might have hacked it. Well, that's refreshing. You know, not only are you're actually telling your companions about some strange stuff that you spy shortly after you see them. I don't typically see that happening within stories like these, or many stories in general, for that matter. I didn't see that happen. But this world is not real? That sounds like some kind of simulation hypothesis. If you didn't see the message, then my eyes are probably playing tricks on me. If that were true, then maybe this world is actually a simulation. A la the Matrix? So I guess that means that your brain is floating in a nutrient solution. Well, I could probably think of worse things to be than a brain in a jar. What a creepy laugh. Oh, that was supposed to be creepy, huh? Anyway, I'm glad you got here safe and sound. Some people in New York would like to meet you. You should take it slow for now, though. My car is in the parking lot. Let's go to my office and... Hang on. My phone's ringing. Mr. Ikeda. This is Ada Higgins.
Ada!
Hello, Ada. How can I help you? Did anything happen? Yes. Something terrible has happened. May I ask you to come to my residence? Something delicate that shouldn't be discussed over the phone. Yes. Exactly. Please come to my residence, and I will tell you about it. Please. I don't think I can trust anyone else with this. I really need to do something, but I don't know what to do. Please don't worry. I'm heading your way right now. I'll be there in a bit. What was that call about? It sounded like something really bad has happened. Yes. Apparently something has happened to one of my clients. Anyway, I should drop you off at my office first. But perhaps your special ability might be uniquely suited to this case. Special ability? What? I have a bad feeling about this. Ah. An old scene transition. Interesting. Here we are. This is the Higgins mansion. It's a giant square. It's one of the ugliest mansions I've seen in fiction in a while. I didn't agree to come here with you. Come on, Neneko. Don't forget that I'm paying all your expenses while you stay. This is the least you can do for me. Okay, what can I examine here? An NYPD police car. Something definitely happened here. There's a dense forest behind the mansion. Any fruit trees? Could it be part of the estate? If so, this place is massive. The mansion looks incredible. Yes, a big house. The 5 towns have been home to many millionaires since the Civil War era. There's a lot of old money from the Civil War era here. I wish they would give me some. Don't we all, Neneko? Don't we all? I take it I go in this way? I wouldn't mind living in a place like this. Or not. Still a clear, sunny day. Huh? The police car drove away. Why was that police car here? Do you think the mansion is dangerous? Who knows? Only one way to find out. Let's go inside. Where's your sense of self-preservation, man? You're making me nervous. Alright. Let's go inside. Good afternoon. How may I help you? Hey! Long time no see. I heard something happened here. Could you let me in so I can have a look? Oh, Mr. Ikeda. Yes, indeed. Something awful has happened. Please come in and follow me. Dear God, what a creepy painting. I will notify Lady Higgins of your arrival. Just a moment, please. Isn't this room a bit warm? What'd you expect, dressed like that? Do you have any idea what month it is? It's July, for crying out loud. I begin to sweat just by looking at you. That's not what I meant. The room itself feels kind of warm. Now that you mention it, that could be possible. The air conditioner appears to be running fine, though. Perhaps they just let some fresh air in? I wonder why. You know, this room kind of smells of chlorine. Chlorine? The pool chemical? It's a bit smelly. Maybe they opened a window to vent chlorine? Did someone die of chlorine poisoning or something? Now I'm getting suspicious. I'm slowly getting a better picture of what happened here. Huh? What do you mean? What kind of job is this anyway? Well, I was asked to investigate Roy Higgins, the owner of this mansion. His daughter Ada asked me to do so. Recently, Mr. Higgins has been very afraid of something. It might have been a threat or blackmail. In any case, she asked me to get to the bottom of it. So, what does that have to do with what happened in this room? To be honest, I'm not sure about that yet. Let's examine this room. I'm sure we'll find some clues. Well, I guess I'll check this thing out first, since it was the first thing that grabbed my attention. What a creepy painting. Can't say that whoever put it up here has good taste. I agree. That painting spoils the whole room. What's that supposed to be, anyway? Looks to me like it's Death offering a newborn baby to some kind of giant fish. Okay, come on. There we go. Window. This room is at the north of the mansion, so the sunlight is not so strong here. Perhaps this window was opened a while ago. It's quite humid outside. Check out this globe. A desk lamp and a globe are on the desk. There are some pieces of paper. They are just blank. Just some regular landscape and portrait photos. They don't appear to have anything to do with the current situation. You sure? Everything's been neatly put back into its place, except for this chair. Really? I think it's normal. I don't think anyone with such unrefined senses as you would have noticed, Neneko. What a fun investigation partner you are. You piece of... Hey, that's strange. Did you find something? The coffee table has been moved. There are marks in the carpet where the table used to be. It looks like this table has been moved recently. They might have moved it while cleaning. That could be the case, but... So, we have a chair that was moved along with this little coffee table. Anything else that got moved, I wonder? Bookshelf. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with what has happened in this room. Once again, are you sure about that? It's a chandelier. The chandelier is hanging from the ceiling on a thick cable. Looks like it can carry quite some weight. Look closer. There's some stains here. This carpet reeks of chlorine. slowly beginning to understand what has happened here. Feel free to clue me in here, because you're clearly further along the deduction train than I am. Nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. Just some regular landscape and portrait photos. They don't appear to have anything to do with the current situation. Okay, I just read that. It's closed now. Okay, what exactly am I missing here? Looks like my deductive skills were correct. So I'm just supposed to just click on things at random until something happens? What do you mean? Don't tell me that a self-professed genius like yourself has overlooked something. Based on the situation, what conclusion can be reached? I don't know! You tell me! All I can figure out is that chlorine was in this room at some point. You piece of... how are the smell of chlorine and the fact that the chair have been moved connected? Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Examining the clues inside this room, I'd say that it's... Well, I don't see a rope, so... I'm gonna go with locked room murder. It's a locked room murder. What? Well, okay, so maybe my initial little idea about chlorine poisoning might be on the money here, actually. In which case, somebody put chlorine in this room while another person was in there, and they poisoned them with it. Yeah. What? What makes you think that this is a locked room murder? The window was open, and we could come into this room easily. Ah, you were right. Well, it was probably a locked room murder when the murder occurred, until the room became unsealed, and the chlorine with it was ventilated out of it, thus getting rid of the murder weapon. I believe that's where he's going with this. I said so, but I doubt this is a locked room murder. I wonder why I said that. What? Are you alright, Ikeda? Okay, it's not just me here who... I think our main character is tripping on something. Maybe the chlorine. Are you alright, Ikeda? Shall I book a doctor appointment for you? Weren't you just telling me a little bit ago that you have a communication disorder that makes you really shy when it comes to talking to strangers? I don't think you'd be able to successfully book an appointment for him. Just saying. To have your brain examined? You little brat. Anyway, after giving it some more careful thought, the clues inside this room tell me that. What do they tell you? It has to be suicide by hanging. Where's the... Okay, so what did he use to hang himself with? I'm not seeing anything here that looks like it could be used as a makeshift noose. All the clues point to it. Someone moved the coffee table, placed a chair on top of it, hung a rope from the chandelier, and then hanged himself. Okay, okay, I see. That's why you made note that that the chandelier can support some weight. Chair would have to be on the coffee table in order to give the guy some leverage, so and be able to reach it. So okay, all right. I was wrong. I was wrong, detective. Looks like you were more on top of this than I thought you were. Okay. Someone moved the coffee table, placed a chair on top of it, hung a rope from the chandelier, and then hanged himself. Probably the chlorine smell comes from cleaning up the mess. He opened the window to get rid of the smell just before we came in. So, if this is a suicide, then it's not really a locked room murder now, is it? Suicide by hanging? What? Why did your client have us come to a place with such bad vibes? This makes no sense at all. I don't think that when it comes to investigating murders that detectives have the choice of going to specific murder scenes that have good vibes, if such places even exist in reality at all. Just saying. Maybe it's precisely why we are here. She expressly asked us to come here because she hoped we would discover something. I wonder what she's looking for. I don't feel so well. Can I get out of this horrible place? Knock. There you are. Hello, Miss Ada. As always, introverted Neneko hides behind my back. My apologies for calling you out of the blue. No problem at all. Ada looks pale. I can tell that she's quite upset because she doesn't react to Neneko's weird behavior. I couldn't help but overhear. Well, that's embarrassing. Did you overhear what we were talking about just now? I'm sorry for being so insensitive. No, you were spot on. My father died by hanging in this room. Considering the situation, it undoubtedly was a suicide. I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you still wish for me to continue my investigation? Since your father has passed away, there may not be any point to it now. Yes, please continue your investigation, Mr. Ikeda. I want to know what could have driven my father to take his own life. I want to know the truth, even if it hurts me. Alright. In that case, I'll continue the investigation. I believe that someone was blackmailing my father. If there is any evidence, we can find it in this room, I think. I don't think my father would hide anywhere else. Now, what makes you think that he was being blackmailed? Is what I want to know. I see. The evidence is hidden in this study. As I expected, I need your abilities, Neneko. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? I take an envelope from my pocket, and I spread a bunch of pictures out on the desk. These are the photos of this study, which were taken with Miss Ada's permission previously. In other words, these photos were taken before her father committed suicide. Why do you have these photos? Okay, so why do you have photos of the? Why did you need to get photos of a room, of this specific room, before this suicide took place? Did somebody know this was going to happen? Well, yeah, okay. You know what? I'll just let him talk for a minute. I want you to memorize all the details. And just why would I? Fine, I'll take a look. Mumbling angrily, Neneko looks at the photos. Mr. Ikeda, something is bothering me as well. What is it? Please tell me anything, no matter how trivial it may seem. Any details may be helpful. A few days ago, I saw my father was having a bad dream when he was dozing in this room. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but he was muttering deliriously in his sleep. Delirious? I believe he said something like, "Be careful for organs." God damn! Is your daughter? No, I almost said daughter. Did your father work with? Did your father work with organ harvesters or something? Organs? Do you think he was talking to you? No, he sounded different than when he would speak to me. He spoke with an aggressive tone of voice, as if he was looking down on someone. I had never heard him speak like that before. Be careful for organs. What could that mean? Well, either something to do with organ harvesting, like I initially thought, or maybe he was a surgeon? I'm done looking at the photos. That was fast. Alright, Neneko. Let's get to work. Compare the photos with the study as it is now and see if you can find any differences. Differences? Do you expect to find anything here? As Miss Ada said, her father might have hidden something in this study. We might be able to find something like a threatening letter or a testament. Are you telling me that whatever power Neneko has here just basically can be summed up as her spotting the difference between how this room looks now and what is seen in a photo? If that's the case, why can't you do that? I mean, that's a detective's job, is to just investigate stuff like this. What do you need Neneko for in that case? I don't think I'll be able to find anything like that. What a pain. Neneko starts looking around the study, even though she is still complaining. What is she doing? Please watch her. Neneko has a photographic memory. Once she has seen something, she can remember it later perfectly. Well, but again, you have photos of the room, of the entire room as it was before the suicide took place, right? Why can't you just hold those photos up to your own face and then just look around and see if you can spot anything that looks different from how the room looks to the photos? What do you need Neneko for? Photographic memory? Yes. I hope to use her ability to discover what might have changed in this room. Hey, don't put me under more pressure. Anyway, let me know if something catches your eye, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Well, let's take a look at the bookshelf then. What about this bookshelf? Bookshelves are great hiding places. I don't think there is anything strange about it. Chair? Even I can see that the chair has been moved, but it doesn't look like anything is hidden inside it. What about the coffee table and the carpet? It is obvious that they have been moved a lot. There's nothing hidden underneath the carpet. Nothing here. Okay, what about the photo? Or picture, rather. What about this painting? I don't think it has been moved. It creeps me out, though. Hey, don't say that in front of Miss Ada. She's right. I don't really like it either. How long has this painting been here? It's been here for as long as I can remember. I don't really know where it came from. I see. What is this painting even about? A skeleton Maria is holding a dead child? Oh, so that's what that is? And what is this snake-like creature on the right? A cookie-cutter shark. Huh? What did you say? As I said, it's a cookie-cutter shark. A species of squaliform shark in the Dalatidae family? I probably butchered that. Its scientific name is Isistius brasiliensis. I probably butchered that even more. A gross deep-sea fish, which bores into the flesh of its prey with its incredibly sharp teeth. A cookie-cutter shark, huh? Why would anyone paint that? Why does anyone paint anything? To depict it, of course. What about these photos? I don't think they were moved. Not even a little bit. So there's nothing there. Has anything changed on the desk? Let me see. On the photos, American continent was at the front of this globe, but is now showing the Pacific Ocean. Is it now showing the Pacific Ocean? I wonder if that means anything. I guess it was moved a little bit. What else has changed? One of the papers on the desk has been ripped. The pens have been moved as well. Could he have written a suicide note? Who says it was a suicide note? But if he did, why haven't we found it yet? Okay, nothing else has been moved. Look closely. A white triangle has been painted between the shark and the skeleton. Okay, yeah, I see it. A triangle? Freemasons? I doubt there is any connection. Still, a triangle. It looks like a mountain. No, more like an island. Could be a pyramid. Hey. I don't think that there's anything strange about this painting. Shall we look somewhere else? Yeah, you're right. Okay, what about the chandelier? The chandelier? Well, it's a bit bent, but not unexpected considering that someone just hanged themselves from it. Yeah, I guess you're right. Nothing appears to be hidden in there. Unusual. What about the window? Anything strange about this window? Not really. The curtain has been moved, but I don't think that it matters. Nothing appears to be hidden there. So the only real strange thing in this room is just the desk and everything on top of it. Hey, what's up? I just noticed something. In the bookshelf, the 4th volume of Shakespeare's complete works has been moved just a little bit. I look at the book Neneko indicated. I compare it with the photos I took, but I don't see any differences. Are you sure that this book has really been moved? It looks exactly the same to me. You really can't tell the difference? You're such a hopeless cause. Amateur hour. You little brat. It's a piece of cake for a gifted prodigy like me, though. Too bad an amateur like you could never have spotted this. You goose detective. Well, to be fair, given that he can't do something as simple as just compare and contrast photos of a room with the room itself, I think she has a point that you are a bit of a goose detective, Mr. Goose Detective. Life must be hard for you, being such a hopeless cause. Shall I give you some of my loose change? You know, you're starting to remind me of a certain someone from another visual novel adventure game series in regards to just the snobbiness and the kind of insults you toss my way. I wonder if you were related to her in any way. Enough with the grandstanding. Just give me that book. All right. I can't reach it. Yeah, so she sucks at communicating. Is generally shy around people that she is unfamiliar with. Likes to grandstand, throws very interesting insults at people that she dislikes, which seems to be a lot of people. Yeah. I'm gonna run the theory that you're related to Miss Fukawa somehow. I can't reach it. Let me do it. I take the 4th volume of Shakespeare's complete works. Somehow, the book falls onto Neneko's head, as if it's pulled out of my hand by mysterious power. What's going on? It's as if there's an act of God. Ick! Oopsies. Sorry, it slipped. You did it on purpose. Definitely on purpose. That's gonna leave a bump on my head. I can feel it is already swelling. You idiot! Die already! I will sue you! With your communication disorder? How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna set up an appointment with a lawyer? Huh? Something fell out of the bookshelf. An envelope and a note. Well, how about that? Looks like we found the note that he must have written. Hey, looks like we found what we were looking for. It's Mr. Higgins' suicide note. I'm afraid I can no longer live with myself. Well, looks like you were right, Mr. Goose Detective. This is a suicide note. Pat yourself on the back with your flippers, or your wing tips. I guess you've earned this one. I will have to atone for my sins. What I did on Shironagasu Island is unforgivable. If I had only not looked to that scene, I might have not been tormented by these feelings of guilt. However, it is already too late for that. In a manner of speaking, because of what I know and allowed, I, myself, have become the demon of Shironagasu Island. Demon? Ada, please believe me. I did what I had to do. I deeply regret my actions, but I do not regret their outcome. Please forgive me. Roy Higgins, July 23rd. Considering the signature and date, this is definitely his suicide note. Shironagasu Island. I never heard of that island before. Very strange. Shironagasu is a Japanese word. It means blue whale in English. The scientific name is Balanoptera musculus. But instead of writing blue whale, he used the Japanese name Shironagasu. That's definitely strange. What about the other envelope? Could it be a blackmail letter? Dear Mr. Higgins, there have been serious concerns about the matter we discussed. A flight in a ship from Unalaska has been arranged. You can find a check of $10,000 for expenses enclosed. If for any reason you cannot come, you may appoint a representative instead. In that case, the representative must be a person you can fully trust, such as a relative. Please see the attachment for the schedule. Keep this confidential. Failure to appear will have severe consequences. Further details will be given upon arrival on Shironagasu Island. Awaiting your arrival. Dan Raymond, Administrator of Shironagasu Island. Well, I guess this pretty much explains why we're going to Shironagasu Island to investigate this guy's suicide. And what this Dan fellow wanted with him specifically. It's a rather simple letter, typed on a typewriter. There's a signature at the bottom. It only contains basic information with some itemized writing. There's also an envelope containing a flight ticket and a check for $10,000. That's strange. It's not blackmail, but an invitation. A threatening one, though, considering that the guy said that there would be severe consequences if he didn't attend. So this definitely wasn't a friendly. Call to a meeting, whatever this was. Could this letter have led him to commit suicide? That certainly is a strange letter. This person provided $10,000 for expenses, which makes it even creepier. Serious concerns about the matter we discussed. Perhaps this led him to commit suicide. Probably has something to do with that whole him being the demon of Shironagasu bit that he mentioned, if I had to guess. It might be related to something happened in the past. Self-protection, money, or... Well, given the contents of Daddy Dearest's letter, I think it's definitely something that occurred in the past, for sure. I suddenly remember that Miss Ada is still here, and I shut my mouth. I pretend to cough and hand her the letter. Looks like I need to ask her a few questions. Well, let's learn a little bit about our victim first before we ask about the island. Miss Ada, do you know... oh, actually, no, that's not the victim. That's right. It's the guy that sent the letter to her father. Forgive me, I'm getting my names mixed up here. Miss Ada, do you know this Sir Raymond? No, I don't. He might have been one of my father's friends. I don't recall my father mentioning his name before, though. I see. A secret acquaintance. Oh, well, at least I know how to access the log now. That's good. Afraid I don't know anything about him. Okay, if you insist. Shironagasu Island. Have you ever heard about Shironagasu Island? No, I've never heard of it. It's a strange name. I would have remembered if I'd heard it before. I see. The letter mentions a place called Unalaska. I believe it's suited to the Aleutian Islands. Perhaps Shironagasu Island is close by. Do you know anything about the Aleutian Islands? For instance, has your father been there in the past? The Aleutian Islands. My father occasionally went fishing in Anchorage in Alaska. It was his hobby. If he went all the way to Anchorage, he must have taken long vacations. Yes, he was usually gone for 2 or 3 weeks. Is it possible that he pretended to go fishing and actually went to that island instead? Huh. What's the matter? I'm not sure about this, because this happened when I was very young. I remember going with him to a very dreary island a long time ago. Could that have been Shironagasu Island? So you may have been there. That is definitely interesting information. Shironagasu Island. I suddenly think about the globe. The globe that was moved. Is it on the globe? Perhaps it showed the Aleutian Islands instead of the Pacific Ocean. Shironagasu Island has to be somewhere around there. Or maybe that eerie painting also gives a clue about where it is. The triangle on the painting, maybe? There has to be something on that island. Something so terrifying that it could drive a millionaire to suicide. Wait a minute, what about the Bermuda Triangle? Maybe that's where this island is? Triangle in that painting? A location in real life known as the Bermuda Triangle, where strange things are known to occur, primarily disappearances and the like. It fits in my mind. Huh? What's the matter? There appears to be something inside that book. Is it stuck to it? Has it been glued? Ah, looks like a credit card. Or rather, a security card. What is this? A card with an IC chip on it? It doesn't look like a credit card, though. I don't know, it looks an awful lot like one to me. Quarantine level 2. Quarantine. That doesn't sound very friendly. What kind of card is this? It's a security card and it mentions quarantine level X on there. So if I had to guess, wherever this card goes to probably belongs to some sort of lab where pathogens, viruses, and parasites and the like are probably being stored, researched, whatever. That's my guess. Maybe Umbrella Inc. has got some hidden facility in this Shironagasu Island that we should be wary of. Careful that you don't unleash the T-virus, people. Maybe it's a video rental membership card? No. Yeah, right. Miss Ada, could I borrow this card? I want to find out more about it. Yes, of course. Go ahead. The Quarantine Level 2 card has been added to my inventory. I have an inventory? Is there a way for me to access it? I really need to find a control thing on here somewhere. Let me just mess around my keyboard a bit. I have a request, Mr. Ikeda. Could I ask you to go to that island and uncover the truth about my father? I give you these $10,000. Oh, that's auto. A for auto. Let me just reload that. Yeah, I should probably just mess around with this when I'm not recording, in case I end up doing something catastrophic. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. Okay, could I ask you to go to that... I have a request, Mr. Ikeda. Could I ask you to go to that island and uncover the truth about my father? I will give you these $10,000. I beg you. I have to know the truth. That is not an easy task. I really want to help you. However, I would need to pretend that I am one of your father's relatives. However, being Asian, I don't think they would believe me. You could just say you're your adopted sibling or something, couldn't you? I don't think I'd be received with open arms. A Caucasian male would be better at pretending to be a relative of your father. I think I know just the right person for the job. Allow me to introduce him to you. No, I would like you to do it instead. Looks like she trusts only you. Why don't you agree to help her? You have nothing else going on right now anyway, right? You talk too much. I'm trying to think of a way to make this work. Perhaps I could pretend to be your wife. Huh? What? So I pretend to be your husband. Yeah, I could. That could work actually. I could pretend to be his son-in-law. Yes, exactly. Due to my poor health, I don't often show my face in high society. So I don't think there will be any doubts if you pretend to be my husband. You could show them a photo of us together. What do you think? Yes, that might actually work. I'm not sure if they will trust me, but it would be better than asking a complete stranger. I don't think there would be any reason for them to turn me down then. Huh? Wait a minute. If you're going to that island, what about me? You'll be staying here, of course, as a house sitter. House sitter? But you told me that your neighborhood is full of weirdos. Just the thought of being surrounded by crazy people when I'm by myself gives me the chills. Hey, you make it sound as if I'm a weirdo myself. You know what they say, birds of a feather. I take back what I suggested. You should stay here with me. Sorry, I already made up my mind. Mr. Ikeda, do you mean that? However, I have one condition. Do not make your father's death public until we get back. If that would leak out, they will not trust me. I understand. Very well, I promise. Alright, it's time for me to go. To Shironagasu Island. No. Please. Don't go. You can't. Poor Neneko. Stuck in a house surrounded by weirdos. Oh, she's got a taser handy or something. Or pepper spray. Or an angry cat that she can toss at someone if need be. Angry cats are always really good at fending off attackers. The Bering Sea is extremely rough. A bone-chilling wind is roaring, and the Black Sea is swirling under a cloudy sky. Even though it is July, it feels like it's freezing. Occasionally, The tips of the waves that hit the hull splash onto the deck. The Aleutian Islands only have around 10 days of clear weather each year. Most of the time, it's cloudy or storms. Sounds like a real rough place to live. It's hard to believe that this is summer weather. How much worse would winter be? Why don't you stick around and find out? I don't even want to think about it. A week after I visited the Higgins mansion, I flew from New York to Unalaska with Seattle transfer. The ship set sail from Unalaska is now on its way to Shironagasu Island. Okay, so you know what? Why don't I just pull up the map real fast here so I can figure out where everything is? Okay, I just looked at a map. Now I know where this place is. Where we're going, anyway. So it's all the way down to where Alaska is. So much for the Bermuda Triangle, I guess. It's about the same size as a ferry for hundreds of passengers. A 3,000-ton class luxury passenger ship. It's mind-boggling that this is a private ship. I try to use my GPS. I can't get it to work. I can't seem to find any satellite radio waves. Perhaps it's a GPS jammer or something like that on this ship. I guess they really don't want anyone to find out where the island is located. Very suspicious. I should be on my toes. I second that notion. Things will absolutely get ugly if they find out who I really am. I should also keep in mind that someone might try to harm me. Anyway, I should head back inside. I'll catch a cold if I stay out here. What a nice little ship interior that we got here. Phew. It's much warmer inside than on deck. Oh! Hey! Looks to me like we got a stowaway. Or maybe she just came with, or maybe we just took her with us because we felt sorry for her. That's probably what this is. Whew. It's much warmer inside than on deck. Can't believe this is summer weather here. This weather is seriously messing with my senses. I'll poke her after. Oh, maybe she's seasick and that's why she's just lying face down on the sofa. I'll leave her alone for a minute before I poke her. I don't see any other passengers. They're probably in another lounge or in their own private cabins. All these areas look the same. Okay, I guess I can only save when I got a dialogue window pulled up. Okay. Or perhaps they were trying to avoid contact with the other passengers. Alright, guess I gotta look around here first before I can save my game. The weather outside is frightful. It doesn't look frightful to me. I shouldn't look outside. I might get seasick otherwise. Like this poor little thing right here. Piano! There's even a piano. Too bad I don't know how to play it. Not only are you a goose detective, you can't even play the piano. I mean, I can't either, but I mean, for crying out loud, surely there's gotta be something to you that doesn't make you a total failure at life. Wow. There's even a bar. There's no bartender, so I guess it'll have to be self-service. Might have a drink later. I might have to throw up if I do, though. The ship is rocking back and forth. Then maybe you should stay your drinking hand. I'll pass for now. I'm not seeing anything else here, so okay. You alright? Need a back rub? Huh? Who's Looks like some kelp ended up inside the ship. Probably because of the stormy weather. There must be 1 or 2 pieces of kelp there. Nothing strange about it. What the? Did the kelp just say something? Maybe I'm just imagining things. Must be exhausted. I could have sworn that the kelp was talking. That's a big piece of kelp. I don't think I can make a good soup base with it, though. Kelp eater, are you? Ikeda. I'll kill you. Ouch. Hey, stop kicking me. Okay, here we are. We can save. Perfect. I'm on the verge of death. And all you do is make fun of me. Stop exaggerating. You're just seasick. Come to think of it, I don't remember asking you to tag along in the first place. Didn't I tell you to stay in New York? So you are a stowaway! And I'm already starting to regret that I followed you. Good grief. Okay, listen up. I'm Roy Higgins, the son-in-law of Roy Higgins. You have to pretend to be my younger sister. Got it? Aren't you overdoing it a bit? Why are you using a fake name? For better or worse, my real name is too well known in New York. Someone might figure out who I am if they hear my real name. Are you known really well in New York for being a goose detective or for something else entirely? I'm just curious. I hope for your sake that you're known in a good way rather than an infamous way, if you know what I mean. So, I have to be careful. You're so full of yourself. Pot calling kettle black? Hey, I'm not taking any chances, alright? We have to be careful. Yeah. You told me that several times already. Be a good girl, then. Hey, are you okay? Hey, detective, use your power of observation and come to your own conclusion as to whether or not the sea kelp is doing well. Use those peepers in your skull and look! Does this look like the face of someone who's okay? Okay, so... I'm going to assume that I can examine different parts of her, so let's start with the kelp hair. Her hair is such a mess. Is she trying to set a record? Come to think of it, it does look like kelp. Smells like it too. Were you just having a private joke at my expense? What? No, of course not. So you like the smell of kelp, huh, detective? You are a real interesting fellow. Okay, so hair, face. What else can I look at? Let's do face. You're having it rough, aren't you? Of course. You idiot. Wipe the drool from your face before you talk. It's grossing me out. Too exhausted to wipe it. I can see your belly. So? It's just my belly. You could catch a cold. Well, I just learned something new today. You can catch colds and other forms of influenza through your stomach. She's such a tomboy. Not a fan of tomboys? Anything else? Eek! Huh? What's the matter? Did you just grab my boobs? Apparently I did, yeah. Are you kidding me? I would never do such a thing. You're imagining things. Oh, really? I would sue you to death if you did. You are under arrested. You really messed up. I think your grammar could use a little work, but yeah. I did an oopsie just now. No, I better not. I don't think she was bluffing. Alright, fine, whatever. Is there some kelp stuck in there? What? That just sounded very nasty. No, you're just imagining things. I was only asking if you're feeling okay. You're shady as always. Well, I can't really disagree with you there, considering what I just did. Her hair is actually pretty, but she just hasn't taken care of it. First you call it annoying, then you call it kelp hair, and now you call it pretty. Make up your mind, detective! Perhaps she doesn't leave her house much? Or maybe she just prefers to have the unkempt look. There are such people that are called unkempt beauties, detective. Maybe that's the look she's trying to pull off. Your hair is messy as always, and now you're saying it's messy! This guy is schizophrenic or something. Well, no, that's for hallucinations. This guy is indecisive. He can't make up his fucking mind. Ooh. You alright, Kelp? I mean, Neneko. If you ever tease me again, I will skin you alive. Would you even have the stomach for that? What's with you all of a sudden? I'll eat your liver with some fava beans and a nice shiitake. Yes, yes. How can you say such terrible things to someone you always looked up to? She doesn't really speak as someone who admires you all that much, Mr. Goose. Why don't you throw up whatever is floating around inside your stomach? I'm sure that would make you feel a bit better. Can I throw up here? No way. Hang on, let me get a bucket. You don't even need to go that far. You don't even need to get a bucket. Just go outside and just hang over the railings and just unload right there. There's a big ocean right there you can just vomit into. I'm just about to leave. Just as I'm about to leave, two passengers appear. Are you just narrating to yourself out loud now? This isn't even. The text isn't even italicized. Neneko immediately switches back to pretending to be Kelp. Oh, I don't believe we've met. And who are you two? I've also seen you. I also remember seeing you within the Steam Store screenshots. My name is Akira Edgeworth. Edgeworth? It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. This is my attendant, Giselle Reed. The pleasure is all mine. I'm Taro Higgins. Roy Higgins' son-in-law and Ada Higgins' husband. Akira Edgeworth, huh? Guessing from her name, I'd say that she's probably Scottish. She's rather young. About the same age as Neneko? Her attendant's Giselle, though. I'm not so sure where she's from. Perhaps she's biracial? She's got a Mediterranean look to me, personally. I see. You're a relative of Mr. Higgins. There has been chatter about you on the grapevine. A pleasure to meet you. Akira looks at me attentively. She appears to be suspicious of me. I'm sure my cover would have been blown if I hadn't spread some false rumors in advance. What do you know about the island? Why didn't Mr. Higgins come himself? He got whiplash. Let's just say he got whiplash. His neck is, a bit out of alignment at the moment. My father-in-law has been under the weather recently. That's why he asked me to go instead. He said that I'm trustworthy enough. Or should I say that he didn't trust this to anyone else? The wealthy have many enemies. You understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It appears that my father also has a lot of enemies. Despite his terminal illness, he still hangs to his position and honor. It's quite absurd. Terminal illness? What does he have? Young lady, we should not discuss this matter any further. Yes, you are right. I'm afraid I've said too much already. I do hope that Mr. Higgins will recover soon. Thank you. I'll be sure to mention that to him upon my return. I wish you a pleasant day. Phew. Oh, I almost forgot. Allow me to give you a piece of advice. Advice? Akira draws closer and whispers into my ear. Don't stick your nose too deep into things if you don't know about the island. It could seriously impact your life expectancy. Is that a friendly warning or a not-so-friendly warning? Do you mean to protect me, or do you mean to harm me if I step out of line? What's that supposed to mean? I mean exactly what I said. Don't go snooping around too much. If you value your life, that is. Take care of yourself, Mr. Taro Higgins. Akira smiles and walks away. Oh boy. I was certain she saw right through me. What a nasty girl. You startled me there. I'd completely forgotten about you. She has a bad attitude. Watch your back around her. No need to tell me. I'm always careful. Hey, do you feel any better now? Are you listening? I think I'm gonna be sick. Oh no. Are you alright? Do you need to throw up? And who are you? A woman appears out of nowhere and touches Neneko's back. Heck! Neneko isn't used to being touched. Startled, she jumps up. I'm sorry. You don't like being touched, do you? Neneko suddenly reminds me of a beached whale. Hey, we're going to an island named after a whale, so it kind of fits. The beached whale is slowly making her way back to her home. She kicks my legs several times. I think she's trying to ask me to step in. Don't worry about her. She's not really a people person, and she was startled when you touched her. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do so. Are you her relative? I'm sorry. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Ryle Baxter? Rail? Not sure how to pronounce your name. Real? I'll go with Real. My name is Real Baxter. I'm Taro Higgins. This is my sister, Neneko Izumozaki. Your last name's a real tongue twister for me. Mr. Higgins, the multi-millionaire? It's a pleasure to meet you. No. I'm just his son-in-law. Would you happen to have a bag or something similar that I could use? I believe my darling sister is about to throw up. Will a plastic bag do? I also have some motion sickness pills. Maybe she should empty her stomach first. Here, Neneko. Take this plastic bag. Real gives Neneko a plastic bag. She then starts rubbing Neneko's back, totally forgetting what I told her a minute ago. Neneko doesn't seem to react this time, probably because she's too preoccupied on vomiting her stomach out. You're used to this, aren't you? Are you a doctor or a nurse? How'd you know? You were right. You have a keen eye. I work as an internist at a small hospital in Washington. I'm impressed that you could figure that out. Are you a detective? A goose detective at that? Nope. I'm just a regular white-collar worker. She's surprisingly receptive. Anyway, it's nice to finally see some friendly faces. This may sound rude, but almost everyone else on this ship is quite standoffish. Were you invited to come here? No. My uncle was invited to come on this trip. However, he suddenly became ill, so I came on his behalf instead. He told me that all travel and accommodation costs were taken care of, and that I would be staying at the famous Sir Raymond Louis Associé mansion. My uncle is usually a cheapskate, but he was surprisingly generous this time. Unusually so. Huh? Didn't you receive $10,000? $10,000? What are you talking about? No, forget about it. So she didn't receive any money for expenses. Why me, though? Or rather, the guy I'm pretending, the guy who I'm going... Yeah. Why did our dear Daddy Dearest receive some, then? If no one else was given any additional expenses. Oh? Now I'm becoming curious. Yeah, I gotta try to make it a point to remember everybody's names here. Could I ask you a few questions? Yes, of course. I hope I can answer them. Alright. Oops. Here we are. So, what is Louis Associé? Assuming I'm saying that right. Probably not. What is this Louis Associé that you mentioned? Don't you know? Louis Associé is the name of the mansion and guest house built by Sir Raymond. Huh, yes. I heard about it, but it totally slipped my mind. It's rumored to be I think you meant be like a five-star hotel on an island in the middle of the ocean. Wow, sounds great. About the origins of Shironagasu Island, do you know anything about that? Do you know anything about the origins of Shironagasu Island? The origins of Shironagasu Island? I'm pretty sure I heard that the name is Japanese. Japanese. Of course, I know it's Japanese. Of course. I forgot that you're Japanese. Do you know what Shironagasu means? Well, Shironagasu is the Japanese name of a whale species, but I'm not sure why the island was named after it. Maybe there is a whale-shaped eldritch god sleeping under there. Shiro means white, and Nagasu means long and tall. Wait, so maybe this is Moby Dick's island? A big, long, and tall white whale? It might be called that because it's large and mostly white when seen from the ocean. What she just said. So it's a whale species. Are you feeling any better, Neneko? Or do you need to vomit again? I don't know what Shironagasu Island is like because I've never been there. Perhaps you should ask the other passengers? Yes, I guess you're right. Okay, what do you know about Sir Raymond? I haven't met Sir Raymond yet. What about you, Riel? Have you ever met him? No, I haven't. He's an extremely wealthy and powerful person who belongs to the upper echelons of society. Simply the thought of meeting someone like him is quite intimidating. I'm just a regular person. You're just a regular... Okay, so we've got a bunch of people on this boat who are rich affluents themselves, save for you and me. But the person I'm going on... Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to remember everybody's names here so I don't have to talk around myself like this, but the guy who I'm standing in for, he's wealthy enough to own an estate and a mansion, But he needed $10,000 worth of expenses just to come here, it would seem, if that going by the contents of that letter. So, but from everything I saw here, he wasn't exactly poor per se. I'm not seeing a consistent pattern when it comes to the type of people that have been invited to this place, is what I'm ultimately trying to say here. Simply as... Okay, I just read that. Okay, go away. I see. I'm sure that rich people have their own rich people problems, though. Well, rich people are humans too, therefore, yes, they do. What is Sir Raymond like? To be honest, I don't know much about wealthy people. Are you really saying you've never heard about Sir Raymond? I suddenly hear a man's voice. Well, you're an awfully intense-looking fellow. Sir Raymond comes from a family of aristocrats, but he has made most of his enormous wealth through the development of North Sea oil fields. Oh, so he's an oil tycoon, huh? He is amiable, but also has a mysterious side to him. A man wearing a white suit who reeks of alcohol appears. He probably had a few too many. Sorry for being late to the party. I'm Jacob Rutland. And you are? Riel Baxter. Taro Higgins. Higgins? Ah, the man who managed to win the heart of Higgins' only daughter. Eventually, his enormous fortune will become yours, am I right? I have to admit, you've done very well for yourself. Yeah, well, again, that's what I'm confused about here. If Higgins was already wealthy, why did he need an extra $10,000 just for expenses, just to come here? It seems to be a bit of an interesting discrepancy, wouldn't you say? I mean, and furthermore, we already found out through at least some of the passengers that these expenses weren't given to everyone either. So that just makes me even more confused. It's not like that. I wasn't in it for the money. Whatever you say. So, is this your first time to Shironagasu Island? Indeed. Do you know anything about the origins of the island's name? Riel and I were talking about it. Why it's called that? What a boring thing to talk about. Fierce battles once raged between the United States and Japan on the Aleutian Islands. Apparently, when the Japanese saw the island, they thought it looked like a whale, so they named it Shironagasu Island. Of course, the island has its own name, but that is kept secret. Sir Raymond is a cautious man, but who cares what the real name of the island is? I couldn't care less about such trivia. I see. So it really was named after a whale. Were you really appointed as Higgins' representative? I'm not sure I believe you. You don't look and act like an aristocrat. You did manage to gain Higgins' favor, so at least you don't lack the motivation. How did you learn about the island? And what do you know about it? Why are you really here? Don't tell me that you came just because of that boring letter. This guy's asking me too many questions. Blood or flesh? Which are you looking for on that island? Blood? Flesh? I want to ask what he's talking about, but I'm concerned that me asking that very same question might end up making me look even more suspicious. Whatever. I'll take a risk. What are you talking about? Don't you understand what I mean? Are you really here on behalf of Higgins? If you were trying to trick us, you won't come back from the island alive. My dear fellow, there you are, Jacob. I've been looking all over for you. a bespectacled beast man appears. His hemp suit looks tailor-made. I seriously doubt there are any store-bought clothes his size. The man looks at Jacob in a furtive manner. What is it, Thomas? Don't interrupt me now. I'm having an important conversation with this gentleman. But, you still have to tell me about it. About your huge win in that casino in Macau. Or Macau? Macau? I'll go with Macau. Never heard of this place, wherever it is. Please, Jacob. Macau. Oh, yes. I almost forgot about that. Alright, come with me. I'll tell you about it over a few drinks. Mr. Higgins, you'll have to excuse me. Let's continue our conversation soon. You'll understand what I was talking about when we get to the island. I won't spoil all the fun. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Jacob ends our conversation and leaves with Thomas. Too bad. I almost learned more about the island. Thomas definitely knows more than he's letting on. He tried to interrupt my conversation with Jacob on purpose. What a boisterous person. I don't think I'll be able to get along with him. I run into people like him all the time. Looks like Neneko just emptied her entire stomach. From the looks of it, she ate the large cake platter before sneaking onto the ship. Is that corn? Corn cake? What kind of chef would create some monstrosity like that? She was probably trying to keep it all inside while Jacob and Thomas were here. Are you okay? Neneko, I'll bring you some water. Blood or flesh? Mr. Higgins was talking about organs. Oh yeah, he was. Was my assumption that organ harvesting is my organ harvesting assumption on the money here, I wonder? Does that have anything to do with this? Probably. This is really vague. I have no idea what they're keeping hidden on that island. I wonder what it is. I need to uncover the truth about Shironagasu Island. Poor Neneko. I light up a cigarette. The smoke is blown away by the Bering Sea's strong wind and immediately dissolves into the gray clouds. We've been sailing for quite some time. We should arrive at Shironagasu Island soon, though. Huh? Feeling any better, Neneko? Oops. Well, I guess I might as well save. Why not? Yeah. A bit. Riel gave me some motion sickness tablets. They help. Also, it's really too hot on board. That's good to hear. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you something. What is it? When you arrive at the island, you will officially be my assistant. Everything about the island is important. That's why I need you to keep your eyes and ears open and remember everything. Don't make any excuses, saying that you don't feel well. Stay alert. You're exaggerating. Hey, I'm very serious. When we try to discover the mystery of the island, our lives may be in danger. But if you do your best as my assistant, I'll do my best to protect you. I'm ready for anything. Deal? Is the island that dangerous? Probably. Now I wish I hadn't followed you. Alright. I'll memorize everything. I'll do my utmost best as your assistant. Alright. Remember, we're in the same boat. We'll have to have each other's back. Partner. That sounds a bit awkward. Ah. Is that Shironagasu Island? Huh? Can you see it? The shape of an island slowly pierces through the gray clouds. Is that Shironagasu Island? It doesn't look like a blue whale to me. It kind of looks like one to me. You're right. But we're definitely heading there. So that has to be Shironagasu Island. Looks like we're finally here. What are they hiding on that island? Seems like I'm opening Pandora's box. Whatever they're up to there, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, like I said, I have a feeling that some pretty dark, murder-happy, and possibly organ harvesting shit is probably happening on this island. Going by what little information we have so far. I mean, even the guy in the white suit we just spoke to, basically asked us about blood and flesh, which alludes to those things. There's something really off about this island. After we arrive at Shironagasu Island, several cars drive us to the Louis Associé guest house. Neneko, did you see the harbor? Huh? The harbor? Neneko glances at the driver. She's probably afraid of being overheard. However, we're talking softly in Japanese. Nobody should be able to understand what we're saying. Well, it's definitely smaller than what I was expecting. I agree. It was rather strange that a luxurious passenger ship was able to dock at the harbor. As far as I could tell, there were only 2 small motorboats. It's not good at all. Why? That ship won't come back to Shironagasu Island for another 4 days. In other words, we can only get off this island in 4 days when it returns. 4-day time limit, huh? We could escape to open waters on those motorboats. I'd rather die than take such a leaky bucket out to sea. Anyway, this won't matter unless we have to escape. Let's hope we won't have to. The car continues along the road to Louis Associé. Hey, Neneko. Look outside. Huh. There's not a single tree on this island. Not a single one? Everything seems so artificial. There's a hidden laboratory underneath this island, isn't there? And that little key card that we got with the level 2 level clearance thing, it goes to a certain door somewhere here. Maybe this whole place is a man-made island. The Aleutian climate is so harsh that trees can't grow here. Low temperatures, strong wind, poor soil. Oh, okay, so it's a natural thing. Okay. I understand now. Never mind. The Sitka spruce is the only plant that grows in Unalaska. Thanks for telling me that. More useless knowledge for me to remember. Hey, you have no problem handing me useless knowledge, so if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. We will soon arrive at Louis Associé. I noticed that there are 5 cars in total. Are there always this many cars and drivers? It's a little bit strange. Hey, driver. Have you been working on this island long? No. I was hired through an agency and only got here a few days ago. They probably hire temp workers to prevent secrets from leaking. You can see it from here. That's the Louis Associé guest house. So that is the guest house everyone was talking about. It's a huge mansion. There's something strange about it, though. If the big building on the right is Louis Associé, what's the building on the left? Oh. Those are the guest rooms. I've never been inside, so I don't know much about it. Guest rooms. The bridge there has no roof. It must get very wet because of the wind and rain. What a strange building. It's definitely strange. I wish they would let the servants stay there as well. Please don't tell anyone I said that. Anyway, we're here. The other guests should have already arrived. Please go inside. Definitely a creepy little mansion. That's for sure. Looks like everyone is already inside the mansion. There are 2 people who I didn't meet on the ship. There's a boy wearing a blue blazer. He looks quite young. Perhaps he's also a representative? Well, going by these 2, I'm going to assume that they're related because they look similar to one another. There's also a young girl. She's only wearing a dress and a black shawl. Isn't she cold? The mansion's heating system is working fine, so I guess she'll be okay. However, she appears a little bit too young to be representative. Some of the people who come here because of the invitation don't appear to be very dependable. The girl looks at me and faintly smiles. It's a straightforward smile. She seems friendly. Appearances can be deceiving. For all we know, she could be an axe-crazy serial killer. Welcome, everyone. I am Sir Raymond, the Minister of Louis Associé. A voice suddenly reverberates out of nowhere, causing everyone to look around. I can't see whoever just spoke. It sounds like the voice came from the portrait at the center of the entrance. There's probably a speaker hidden behind it. That's so showy. Neneko whispers, while hiding behind me. I agree with her. Please go to your rooms first. We can discuss things in more detail at a later time in the dining hall. My butler, Vincent, and my maid, Abigail, will show you to your rooms. An older man appears and reverently bows to us. He appears to be very shrewd. My name is Vincent Swift. Welcome to Louis Associé. Thank you for coming all this way. I will show you to your rooms. You can rest there. Your luggage has already been taken to your rooms. Please follow me. We go down the hallway and reach the corridor leading to the bridge. It'll take us some time to get from the corridor to the bridge. Vincent turns a wheel that's next to an iron door. So that's how you open that door. It takes the door some time to go up. You'll need to turn the wheels to raise these iron doors. Please let me know should you wish to cross the bridge. Should you wish to open the door yourselves, please make sure to turn it firmly until the wheel remains in place. It is dangerous to not to turn the wheel all the way, as the door will fall back down otherwise. I have a feeling that information could be useful / dangerous for later. What kind of demented maniac designed this? I've never seen such a strange door before in my life. let you do all the talking? Huh? What do you mean? I really don't like talking to people. I'll try too hard and might faint. So, could you do all the talking? Please? What a bother. My apologies, but it'll be cold. You will need to cross this bridge to get to your rooms. It's bloody freezing! Ahem. I meant to say, it is rather frigid today. Can't you do anything about this cold? My apologies. I can give you a blanket for the cold. It's so cold that even I want to complain. The wind isn't actually that bad because of the tall walls on both sides. The girl from before looks at me again and gives me another smile. Hey, aren't you cold dressed like that? Not at all. Weather like this is not a problem for me. Well, that's good. I'm Aurora Lavilla. And you are? Aurora, huh? My name is... Taro Higgins. Taro Higgins. Taro Higgins? What a strange name. It's a rather harsh opinion. I'm sorry if I offended you, but it doesn't sound as if it's your real name. You aren't lying to me, are you? Another perceptive person. How the hell could she know? Really? Well then, what would my real name be? I'm curious. I still think you're lying. You can tell me the truth. I won't tell anyone, and how would I know that? I just met you. My lips are sealed. I promise. A promise from a stranger doesn't really mean much to me, if anything at all. Cross my heart and hope to die. Pretty please? Oh boy. I wasn't expecting to encounter anyone like her. This girl's intuition is off the charts. She's definitely not going to drop it, and the others might become suspicious if this goes on. Maybe I should just tell her my real name. Alright, you win. My real name is Sen Ikeda. I don't think this is a good idea for you to be telling her this, but go off, I guess. However, due to circumstances, I can't use my real name. So please call me Taro Higgins. Ha! I knew it. Sen Ikeda. That's a very nice name. Nice to meet you, Sen Ikeda. Taro Higgins. Huh? That's your fake name. Such a weird name. I told you. I have my reasons. Ah, that's right. My apologies, Taro Higgins. I'm already beginning to regret telling her my real name. Aurora smiles at me again and goes back to the back of our group. The bridge is extremely slippery. Please mind your step. As Vincent said, the stone cobblestones are not just wet, but there are puddles here and there. The drainage must be bad here. It's such a dreadful place. The corridor on this side of the bridge looks just like the other one. Why aren't they connected without those weird doors and that bridge without a roof? It certainly is strange. The corridors on both ends look identical, except for where the door valves are positioned. I'm gonna make a mental note of this too. It certainly is strange. There has to be a reason it was built like this. When the door to the corridor on the other side of the bridge has been opened, a woman in a maid uniform appears. My name is Abigail Ellison. It is a pleasure to meet you. Please feel free to call me Abby. Do let me know if you need anything. I will give you your room keys. Miss Izumozaki's room is room 201, at the far right on the second floor. Miss Baxter's room is room 202, opposite it. Here are your room keys. Such an old key. It should be secure enough, though. I doubt there are any thieves on this island. Looks like we'll be neighbors, Neneko. Neneko glances at me without saying a word. Looks like our rooms are not next to each other. She'll be fine. Hopefully. Neneko goes upstairs with Riel, with an awkward look on her face. Mr. Rutland's room is room 203, on the right on the second floor. Mr. Harrington's room is room 204, opposite of it. Alright, if you will excuse me, Mr. Higgins. Miss Reed's room is room 205, on the right side on the second floor, at the front. Miss Edgeworth's room is room 206, opposite of it. Thank you. Let's go, Giselle. Mr. Higginson's room is room 101, on the far right on the first floor. Mr. Werner's room is room 102, opposite of it. Nice to meet you, Mr. Higgins. My name is Alex Werner. Well, they have different last names, so I guess maybe they're either cousins or they're not related at all. Alex gives me a simple greeting and goes into his room. I should go to my room as well. Higgins. Aurora appears. Hi, Aurora. Can I help you with anything? Can I come to your room later? I guess, but there's nothing interesting in there. I'm just curious about you. I have a hunch that something interesting is bound to happen when I'm around you. Really now. You certainly are unusual. But sure, I guess. See you later, alligator. Aurora smiles again and runs down the corridor. I have a feeling I'm being watched. Just my imagination? Anyway, I should check out my room. Whoa. So dark in here. Because of the weak sunlight. Not bad at all. Nice and tidy. Alright. I managed to get to the island. I have a bad feeling about this, though. It feels as if this place harbors a dark secret. What could they be hiding on such an isolated island? Drugs? Weapons? Perhaps even money laundering? In any case, I might be able to find out more when I meet Sir Raymond. Huh? Who's there? No need to keep ringing the doorbell, I'm coming. Some people are so impatient. Only mature people would do this. It's gotta be either Neneko or Aurora. And it's Aurora. Told you I'd come, Mr. Higgins. Aurora, you're here already? Duh, I told you I'd come to your room. I wasn't expecting you to come so soon. Were you waiting in the hallway? Yep, and I was tired of waiting there. Hey, can we talk? I don't know if she's joking or not. Listen, Aurora. A sweet girl like you shouldn't be in a guy's room all by yourself. Huh? But you wouldn't assault me, Mr. Higgins, would you? No, I wouldn't. But other men might. I just want you to be more cautious. So, since you won't assault me, there isn't a problem, right? Let's talk. Alright, I guess. I'm exhausted, though. Why is Aurora so interested in me anyway? I don't think she's trying to get something from me either. I just don't get it. You'll talk to me? Thank you. That makes me very happy. I really needed some company. I need to find out more about this island. So it's actually a good thing that Aurora wants to talk. I might be able to learn something new from her. So, okay. You know what? As much as I'd like to see what I can learn from Aurora about this island, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop things here, and we can have our conversation with Aurora proper, starting in the next episode. So, 2 hours into this thing so far, and I will admit I am certainly intrigued by the premise of this story and this island in particular. There are some breadcrumbs here that I think give me hints as to what is probably on this island, and I think that key card, that biohazard key card, is probably the single biggest hint that I have here. That could be it, or maybe it could go to some other location entirely besides the island. I personally don't think so. I have a feeling that key card goes to something on this island in particular, but who knows? I guess time will tell, I suppose. And then there's all the stuff, and then there is Higgins's dream about being, quote unquote, being careful of her organs. The man in the white suit telling me about the whole blood and flesh bit here in regards to what our purpose here on this island is, briefly alluding to that. Every little thing I look at, and then there's Higgins's dream. Well, not his dream. There's his dream. I mentioned that, and there's his letter, where he alludes himself to being the demon of Shironagasu Island and having committed some kind of sin here. Ritual sacrifice, I think, is something I'm kind of writing off the table, as tempted as I am to include it as a possibility, because if ritual sacrifice was indeed a likely proposition as to what's going on here, it begs the question of what that key card is for. So I think there's more. I think there's more going on here than just people being killed for something like that. Something far more nefarious. So I guess for now, I'm gonna go with the theory that whatever is on this island has something to do with some form of biological testing for either a weapon or a biological weapon like a virus or something, or some other related thing altogether that involves pathological biohazards of some kind. And blood and flesh play a key role in it somehow. That's the theory I'm going with at this point. So for now, I'm just going to keep my eyes and ears open for any other information that could add credence or disprove this theory of mine. So I gotta get my detective goggles out next time we come back and just take lots and lots and lots of mental notes and see what I can piece together. Anywho, I hope you guys who tuned in have enjoyed this first episode of Return to Shironagasu Island. If you did and you'd like to see more content from me, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all next time. Take care.